Hi everyone, welcome to Daisy's Dolls. Today I'm going to be doing another homemade Schleich Tack update, and we've already come to episode 10. So I really hope you enjoy this video, and let's get started. But wait, just before we begin, I would like to thank Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of different classes for creative people. Skillshare's classes include topics like videography, photography, illustration, craft, sewing, and so much more. Joining Skillshare could be an excellent way to brush up on some old skills you already have, or maybe explore some new ones that you didn't know you had. Skillshare is also designed specifically for learning, meaning that there are no ads, and they are constantly coming out with new premium classes. There's one class by Kat Kukulet called Modern Watercolor Techniques has been a big help for me personally to develop my watercolor skills. Now, some class topics I would recommend you guys check out on Skillshare. Number 1 would be sculpting classes, number 2 is embroidery, and the third one is sewing. I forgot to mention that Skillshare is very affordable, coming in at under $10 a month for an annual subscription. Also, the first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link down below will get a 2-month free trial of premium membership. Thank you so much Skillshare for sponsoring. Now back to the video. Alright, let's start with the recent halters I've made. I made this little sky blue halter for my recent custom marmalade. A friend of mine recently got me some 1.4mm thick ribbon, which is super ideal for Schleich halters. So I'm quite excited to make more of these. Although I do struggle a bit to get these as neat as my leather halters, but I guess I just need to practice a bit more. The buckle right here has a little silver tag, which I think is such a cute detail. And it also has a buckle under the chin. And of course, if you want to see the process video of making this pony, you can click the I in the top right corner or the link in the description. Next up, we have this fluffy little princess halter for my custom pony, Sassy. I kind of made this halter on a whim, and I didn't really like it at first, but now I've actually really started to like it. The halter itself is made of black leather, then I covered the crown piece, cheek pieces, and noseband with some white fleece. Also, this was my first attempt at a rolled leather throat latch. It's not perfect by any means, but I think I did okay. It also has the tag on the buckle, which I honestly think I'll be adding to all of the halters I make from now on. Overall, I think it's a cute halter, and I think it fits this pony very well. Oh, and if you're wondering where I get the hardware for my halters, like the clips and the rings, I'll put a link down in the description box. And of course, if you want to see how I made this pony, there's a video for that too. Next up is something you might think is a bit unusual, but this is indeed Norway's national costume in Belleville size. The dress is called a bunad, and you would usually wear on special occasions. The designs vary slightly depending on where in Norway it's made, and the one I have made is supposed to resemble the Vestfold bunad. Jeg brukte utrolig mye tid og krefter for å lage den, men jeg må si at jeg ble veldig fornøyd, og jeg er ganske stolt. Beltet er flettet med en tynn tråd, og det er ikke helt riktig design, men det er i hvert fall nesten riktig farger. Alt er sydd og brodert for hånd, og du kan tenke deg at det tok utrolig mye tid, men jeg kunne ikke vært mer fornøyd med resultatet. Alright, let's switch back to English now. Anyways, I really wish I had a Vestfold bunad to match my Belleville, but alas, it's very expensive. Next, I made this summery outfit for my Bellevilles. By the way, is it Belleville or Belleville? I'm really not sure. This bucket hat was honestly just an experiment, but I think it turned out pretty cute. The inside is not very pretty, but you know, no one will see that, right? I myself have been wearing a lot of bucket hats in the recent times, but I really want a white one, but I cannot find one, so I decided to sew one for my Bellevilles. Anyways, she's also wearing this cute summery t-shirt, which I think turned out pretty nice, and also a pair of shorts, which I made a while ago, but I don't think I've ever showed them. Next, we have yet another Belleville outfit. This one is a showing one, and I'm very happy with it. It's supposed to be a hunter jumper or maybe a show jumper outfit. Not to spoil anything, but it might have something to do with a future realistic roleplay. The white shirt she's wearing underneath is actually just a circle with a collar, so it looks like she's wearing a shirt, but I'm avoiding the bulkiness. The two straps underneath the knees is something you commonly see with hunter jumpers, I believe. I would have liked to make some half chaps, but it would have been very difficult to do that without it getting too bulky, so this was the best compromise. And you might also notice that this girl has shoes. I actually customized a pair of Belleville feet to make some paddock boots. They aren't the best, but at least they look a lot more presentable than those pink Lego feet. The helmet is supposed to resemble a Charles Owen sparkly helmet, and I actually remade this one. I have made a similar one before, but I wasn't that pleased with it. I'm honestly not even sure if I like the new one more. Making glitter look neat is surprisingly hard. Next up, I made this cute light blue t-shirt for my Bellevilles. It's very much not my neatest work, but it looks kinda cute. Now for the very last Belleville item, I made this cute little mask to keep my Belleville safe. I really could have made it a bit flatter on her face and stuff, but you know, no matter how it looks, it's important to stay safe. On that note, I really hope you all are staying safe in these difficult times, and make sure to take care and be responsible. Now, finally some actual tack. This is an English saddle I recently made. I think I really nailed most of the techniques for this saddle. I just have a tiny bit of fine-tuning to do, but I'm very excited for my next saddle as I think it's going to turn out very good. But yes, I am very happy with this one. I think it's very neat. Here it is off the horse. I'm especially happy with how it turned out on the underside. I even used some leather stamps to imprint DS on the underside. I think it's a cute detail. One issue I'm having with my tack making is that my glue isn't holding very well. I'm currently using Paddock's glue, and unfortunately after a while it kind of becomes oily and it lets go of the leather. So I'm waiting for some new Bison glue in the mail, so hopefully when I get that I can make a really neat and durable saddle. And here's the girth. I have found a pretty good technique for making these, so I'm very happy with this one. And here's the saddle pad. I think this one is quite cute, and once again, I've found a pretty good technique for making these, so I'm quite proud of this one, but it definitely needs some fine-tuning. I sewed along the top here to make it fit the curve of the horse's back a bit better, but that also made it so it's not that pretty on the underside, so I'll have to try to fix that when I'm making a saddle pad in the future. Next is this Western saddle pad I'm actually quite proud of. Funnily enough, I was actually inspired by a saddle pad I have on the game Star Stable Online. I really like the colors and the shape, so I decided to make it in miniature. I'm actually really happy with how neat I got this saddle pad, but I haven't used it once, so I need to get on that. And if there was one thing I could change, I probably would have glued on the ribbon a bit differently, but anyways. Next up is actually my latest creation. It is an Australian stock saddle. I have to say, I think this is the neatest saddle I've ever made. I'm so happy with it, and it was really different and fun to make. It took a while to make, and a lot of that time was just sat at my computer on Pinterest, scrolling through pictures, trying to find that exact reference picture I need, because I wanted to make it accurate, but it was quite hard to find good pictures. The overgirth goes through the saddle flap, then it ends in a D-ring, which to my knowledge is accurate. The stirrup leathers are adjustable with a buckle on the back. And again, if you want to buy the stirrups, I will leave a link to where you can get them down below. There was a lot of trial and error involved in the saddle, but I'm happy I tried something different, and of course I'm very happy that it turned out the way it did. It took me a while to decide a girth style, but I eventually settled on a rope girth, and I think it complements the saddle nicely. Here it is off the horse. I added fabric on the underside of the saddle instead of leather, and I think it turned out really neat. I'm really happy about that. If any of you know of some kind of different or not so usual saddle types, please comment them down below and maybe I'll make one sometime. The second last thing I've made is this Hackamore I made for my repaint Maria. This girl was painted by NV Studios on Instagram, and I really adore her. This Hackamore was quite the challenge to make, but I'm really happy with it. And I think it's really cool that I was able to make a Hackamore piece and not have to buy it. I'm also a fan of the little fluff on the noseband. I think it's really cute. And we've finally reached the last tack item. This is a Barku bridle I made recently. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but I tried. I quite like how it turned out. Of course, it has small things that I would like to improve on, but that goes for all of my tack pieces, I think. For the brow band, I braided some sewing thread, and I really like the detail it added. For me at least, this is a bridle you don't see very often, and I quite like that. I like making tack to resemble things that you don't see very often. And that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. I have to apologize if you hear my voice getting just progressively more croaky. I'm picking up a cold. That's not a good sign. But yeah, I had to get this video out, so I'm sorry about my voice. But anyways, don't forget to follow my Instagram if you want more frequent updates. And also, if you want to follow my Pinterest, I'll link that down below. And also remember to click the link down below to claim your 2-month free trial of Skillshare Premium. I can honestly say that Skillshare is worth it and I would personally recommend it. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!